I do this every year. Pleased to do it right here, right now on the Rich Eisen Show. I've been around the block on covering Super Bowls. Been there, done that, as they say. First one I covered was Brady's second championship. First of his back-to-backs. First of his back-to-back wins in the Super Bowl. Calendar year 2004-2003 season. That was the first one when he beat Jake Delhomme and the Carolina Panthers in the city of Houston. First of two that he won in the city of Houston. Unbelievable. So, I've been around the block. I know what storylines are coming usually for a Super Bowl, and I've got the top 10 storylines that you're going to either hear or get sick of over the next few days, Super Bowl 55. Starting at number 10. Number 10 is the pandemic Super Bowl. It was an unbelievable season. The Wall Street Journal even wrote a piece this past week, over the weekend, about how the league has a better sense of what is a close contact now, more than maybe even a finer point than what the CDC was putting on it over the first year of this pandemic. The NFL is also filling up this stadium with 7,500 fully vaccinated healthcare workers, and we all are going to keep an eye on what's gone down with tests that are negative or not. Right now, knock on wood, if you're with me, everything's fine. But the fact that we've made it through this season, the pandemic season, and here's the Super Bowl. It's the first ever pandemic Super Bowl. We're going to hear a lot about that and what the NFL's been through and what the NFL has learned. We're already hearing that. Number 9 on this list. Steve Spagnuolo, is he Brady kryptonite? The defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs was the defensive coordinator for Tom Coughlin and those Giants in the David Tyree helmet catch Super Bowl. Can he once again cook something up against Tom Brady? Is this guy the guy who can, with this defense, confuse Tom Brady and get him off the spot in a way that we did not see Green Bay do very successfully, or obviously the Saints the week before that, or Chase Young the week before that? Steve Spagnuolo's done it before. You're going to see a lot of 2007 Super Bowl tape this week. You're going to hear a lot about the defensive coordinator as Brady kryptonite. That's storyline number 9. Storyline number 8, whose weapons are better? You're going to hear about it. Evans and Godwin and Gronk, and then Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins is coming back for this Super Bowl. And Kelce, 2 number 87s. We'll get to that in a second. But whose weapons are better? This is when you're going to be hearing a lot of that Scotty Miller talk, saying he's faster than Tyreek Hill. And then the running backs, Maurice Jones-Drew, we didn't have enough time to hit with him earlier this hour. He thinks that Leonard Fournette is the X Factor. And the running backs and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, whose weapons are better? That's storyline number 8. And then storyline number 7, deeper drilling down on weapons are better. 287s at the tight end position. Gronk, an all-time great first ballot Hall of Famer, and Travis Kelce, how he has been performing at the tight end spot for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kelce versus Gronk. You are going to see a lot of film about these guys and what they've been able to do career-wise and how they're going to be Hall of Fame worthy. And, of course, their big, larger-than-life personalities. That's a storyline. Storyline number 6, Tampa, Florida, City of Champions. Yes, the Lightning brought the Stanley Cup there. The Tampa Bay Rays won the American League and pushed the Dodgers to the limit until Blake Snell was removed in Game 6. And then, of course, Tom Brady is going to be the man on the spot to bring the Lombardi Trophy there. This is where you're going to see a lot of Dick Vitale this week. Dick Vitale is on our screen right there. Dickie V will be the face of Tampa sports, whether Tampa likes it or not. That's this week. Our buddy Dickie V will be forefront of that conversation. Top 5 now. Bruce Arians, the anti-Belichick. Yes, Bruce Arians is definitely going to be introduced to a lot of people who might not know who he is. And the no risk it, no biscuit mentality. And the guy who's coaching Tom Brady is definitely an old warhorse and an old school guy, just like Bill Belichick. But when Bruce Arians came on the show last Tuesday, this type of stuff being introduced to America will make everyone say, this guy doesn't sound like Belichick at all.
What are you smoking, bro? Give me something.
That's it. If they win the Super Bowl, Bruce Arians will be on the front porch of many casual football fans, and they'll be like, okay, that's Brady's coach. Storyline number 4 here for Super Bowl 55 is Andy Reid focusing on his legacy. Is this a Hall of Fame game for him, making a second straight Super Bowl? HOF If he wins back-to-back, does that make this guy, who has the ability, if he keeps going, to catch Bill Belichick in all-time wins, if Bill slows down and Andy keeps going all the way to his early 70s? Is this a legacy game for Andy Reid? Number 3 is the conversation off of Andy Reid legacy. Can Patrick Mahomes eventually match and catch Tom Brady by the end of his career? Wow. Patrick Mahomes, like Tom Brady, sat his first year up until week 17. Brady didn't. Brady wet his beak a little bit in his first year, coming in the blowout loss of a Thanksgiving game in Detroit. How about that? And then Brady, as we know, started in year 2. He won the Super Bowl that year. Year 2, then Mahomes started. He almost made the Super Bowl. Brady prevented him from getting there. Brady won back-to-back Super Bowls in year 4 and 5. Mahomes can do it in years 3 and 4. Be ahead of Brady's pace. Can he catch Tom Brady? Can he prevent Tom Brady from putting distance between him and Tom Brady? Allow Tom Brady to introduce himself as the GOAT. Can Mahomes catch him? Which leads to number 2, the Brady legacy conversation. His 10th Super Bowl, going for his 7th win in his 21st year as the first quarterback to ever play on his home turf at a Super Bowl. That's just for starters. As you know, I think this legacy is already settled. The conversation is over. Just doing what he's doing this year for any argument that might have still been around. It's over because Brady's legacy is the phrase, too much is never enough. He's already saying now, on this very day, at his first media day appearance of Super Bowl 55, that if he's continuing to play like this at age 45, he'll definitely keep going. Too much is never enough. Legacy's already settled, but you still have a ton of legacy conversation. And then the top storyline, anybody could tell, is Mahomes versus Brady. That's it. Every single possibility. GOAT versus kid. Mahomes versus Brady. Name it any way you slice it. Is this the greatest Super Bowl quarterback matchup of all time? Will we be talking about this decades from now? Remember when Brady went against Mahomes? Unless we'll be saying next year, remember when Brady went against Mahomes last year? It is the first ever matchup in the Super Bowl in which the two quarterbacks are the winners of the 2 previous Super Bowls that were played. That's never happened before, and it's happening in Super Bowl 55. Those are my top 10 storylines for the Super Bowl in Tampa,
Well
Florida.
done, Rich. I have got goosebumps just thinking about these. Which one or 2 or 3 is your favorite?
Oh, gosh. Which one's my favorite? Bruce Arians, the anti-Belichick. I think, again, with each media appearance for Bruce, a lot of people in the country, obviously the casual fans saw Andy Reid last year and know Mahomes and they know Brady. They're going to get to know Bruce Arians, who is a special breed, and I can't wait to see more of him. That's, and Mahomes catching Brady.
That is.
Brady, as you said earlier, Brady's alone, right? Giselle took the kids out of the house for the week?
Out of the house.
Okay.
2 weeks alone.
So he's sitting there. After he turns NBC Sports on Peacock off,
of course,
right? And he's sitting
eating smoothies and watching film.
Gotta be sitting there at some point saying, "This kid thinks he can catch me." Even though Mahomes is never saying that. Mahomes is a very humble guy, and he would never say that. He would never even come close to saying something like that. But Brady probably just in his own mind creating whatever edge he needs to create. This kid thinks he can actually catch me. He can get back-to-back Super Bowls before I got my back-to-back Super Bowls. He can get 2 Super Bowls in years 3 and 4, and I got, my 3rd Super Bowl in years 4 and 5. He can match me in terms of total Super Bowls in year 4, but he can already beat me to the back-to-back punch. He can actually make 2 Super Bowls, and all he needs is 8 more to go to catch me. All he needs to do is win 4 more after this one to catch me. He could do that. That kid's just certain. You don't think he's sitting there for a split second saying that's the added benefit, the cherry on top of him winning it?
It's like Jordan making up stories about LeBradford Smith that never happened.
With the exception of Mahomes is a little bit better than LeBradford Smith.
Just
Other than that, I totally pick up what you're putting down, sir. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.